where Sri Rama Goshti and Sri Krishna Goshti came up. So they were having like arguments and like how Sri Krishna is greater, like how Sri Rama is greater. Then a wise Gopika explained to them that both Sri Ramachandra and Sri Krishna are both like the Narayana Tattva and they're both one and the same. There's no difference between them. And so this Gopika settled down the arguments and calmed the group down. So she has told us that Sriman Narayana is none other than Krishna and Sri Ramachandra, and they're both the same. So going into today's Pasuram, so we learn about like how Sri Krishna tore open the beaks of the great demon Bakasura, who's in the form of a heron. The most, and like we also explain how the evil Ravana was killed by Sri Ramachandra like so easily. So what do we learn from this? Bakasura represents like how a heron is in the water looking for a fish. They have something else going inside their head, but their physical form shows something else. So what do we learn from this? It's like some kind of ignorance, like how the ego. So it shows when Shri Krishna kills Bakasura, it shows us that Lord Shri Krishna is the only one that can remove us our ego and change us and put us in the right path. We also see how Lord Sri Ramachandra has easily killed Ravana, but the question is, in like Yuddha Kanda, you explained that like the war between Sri Ramachandra and Ravana goes on for a long time. So why did it go on for so long when Sri Rama can easily defeat Ravana? So the answer to that question is, Sri Rama wanted to give Ravana a chance to surrender. He wanted to give Ravana a chance to surrender, or at least, if not surrender, at least return Mata Sita back to him. And if he were to do that, Lord Sri Ramachandra would have forgiven him and like forgot his sins. But he didn't, so Sri Ramachandra easily killed Ravana. So this symbolizes that Sri Ramachandra will destroy ego. He didn't have any hatred towards Ravana. It was his ego that he wanted to destroy. So Sri Ramachandra showed us that he is the one that can destroy ego, and we should surrender to Sri Ramachandra. And then Godamata explains how like the Brihaspati has came and how like the not the Brihaspati, how Venus has came and Brihaspati started disappearing. So what this symbolizes is Venus represents our knowledge. So when we surrender to Lord, when we start singing the glories of Lord, our knowledge towards Lord will grow, and our ignorance, like some people have hatred towards Lord. They don't want to accept Lord, the great Srimanarayana, as theirs. They don't want to accept that. So that is the ignorance the Jivatma has like developed in this samsaram. So we can get rid of the ignorance by singing the Kalyana Gunas Lord Srimanarayana. We can develop great knowledge by surrendering to Lord. We can develop great knowledge by singing the glories of Lord Srimanarayana. So we learn about all these things in today's Pasuram, and Goda Mata is explaining how like singing, how great the singing the glories of Lord is. We also discussed like how singing the glories of Lord is like a fuel for us to reach Sri Vaikuntham. When the soul is in its journey to reach Sri Vaikuntham, what is his fuel? Is the great glories he has sung about Lord Srimanarayana. We also have discussed this in like Hariyashtakam, how like the name of Lord Sri Hari is like the package that we need to like reach Srimanarayana. It's like the fuel we need to reach Lord Srimanarayana. So Goda Mata is waking up this Gopika, and she is saying like how great devotee you are. Like this Gopika has great knowledge, she has great devotion, she's in like a perfect state, and has the belief that Lord will himself will come and like take her. So Goda Mata is waking up this great Gopika. She's telling this great Gopika, you have very beautiful eyes. You have very beautiful eyes. Even Lord loves your beautiful eyes. So what do these eyes symbolize? So Goda Mata is saying these eyes are like the knowledge. She has beautiful knowledge, which Lord Srimanarayana loves a lot. So she's telling this great Gopika to please come join them and do the Srivatam. We also explain about how they're already at the Srivatam and they're inviting this Gopika. And this shows, this Gopika we learned has like the complete qualities of the soul. Like we explained how she's a complete woman. She has the complete qualities of the soul. And Godamata is saying, today is a divine day. Our elders have let us go to Sri Krishna. Our elders are finally allowing us to like do service to the Lord. So come, join us. So Godamata is inviting this great Gopika to join them. And like we learn about how like we should always do Bhagavat Anubhavam with all the Bhagavatas, and we should never do it alone. So, and we also learn like today's Alvar describes the Divyadesham Tirukkurandai, and like how today's Alvar is Tundaradipudi Alvar, and we discuss his greatness. And we also learn how this like connects to how like an Acharya is as well. So like how an Acharya removes our like ego and like makes us do service of Lord Sriman Narayana. Like how Sri Krishna ripped open the mouth of Bakasura, our Acharyas also get rid of our ignorance, get rid of like how Bakasura was like showing something else on the outside and showing something else on the inside. Our Acharyas will also remove that from us. He will show us the right path. And just like how Rama destroyed Ravana's ego, our Acharyas will also destroy the ego within us and like put us in the right path. And from our Acharyas, we learn that we should always do like the satsangam. We should always be with devotees, and how we should always serve Lord Sriman Narayana. And like we should always like have devotion towards our Acharya, because he has shown us the right path and like where to go. So we're discussing all of this and how we should do service all together, not alone, and like how we should always serve our Acharya in today's Pasuram. Jai Shriman Narayana.